Good morning to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. This morning we're going to go through this update about the price analysis of not just XRP. We'll also take a closer look at Bitcoin in a little bit. But as we can see, XRP's reversed all of its losses from yesterday as we went down to the 54.1 cent level. We're back over a very key support level / resistance line. That was the descending triangle resistance. We needed to get up over 55.1 cents, as we know. It came down from 55.5 cents the day before, or from 2 days ago, and then yesterday it lowered to 55.1, and now we're firmly on top of that descending triangle. And now the question is are we elevating our rally point here to the next level? Would be around 59 and some change, which would be above that next layer of resistance, which is the pattern formation that started in roughly July of 2023. The one we just got past started in January of 2024, which was the descending triangle. So now we're starting to push our way up. The question is now our next resistance, is that our final resistance, or now can we start clearing the way for not just 60 cents, 65 and so on? That's what we'll take a look at on this technical analysis. As it's an exciting morning this morning, we have a thinly traded weekend, not just today, but tomorrow as well, since it will be President's Day in the USA. You won't have a full trading market, so you'll have a lot less liquidity, as we'll have a thinly traded weekend continue throughout Monday, and then Tuesday will be back to normal. So please make sure that you stay in tune with this technical analysis each and every day, as it can help us predict what's coming next. We know H-bar, we talked about a cup and handle that we'll talk about that at the end of this technical analysis after we get through Bitcoin, or XRP, and then a little bit of Bitcoin. And we can see DGB's also up 8.34%. So we've got some cryptos moving, some that we own, but right now we've got to take a laser focus here on XRP. So while I do this intro, please take the time to hit that like button so that we can be recommended by YouTube recommendations, and it will allow more people to see this update and allow some of the older users to find their way back to this community, and also new members to find it for the first time. So good morning, 9:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, February 18th. 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So we're going to get through this technical analysis. I've got to get this up and going. At 11 o'clock, I'm going to go to church, so I've got to get in the shower. Don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this Sunday morning. And be kind and courteous to each other. We do this from a standpoint of love in this community. We are not the victim, we play the winner, and with that we have to have all the information from a news and charting perspective to make an educated and informed decision. This morning we set in the place that XRP's at 55.64 cents. We're up 0.0067 cents, or 1.22% to the upside. Right now, if we take a look at the actual formation, this is starting in January of 2023. And right now we are on top of this descending triangle. We talked yesterday about how we had a golden cross and we came down and held the 200-day, which until you break down that 200-day, that's confirming the continuation, or at least the fact that the pattern didn't break down yet. Now, though, that we're bouncing off of this 55.1 cents, now our job is not just to get past this 58 cent level. Now we're starting to target the next area. The next area up from here is the pattern formation that started, and this is not it. This is farther up, but this pattern started in June of 2022, just to show you where we could be going at 76 cents. We've got one more stop in between. So we broke the January of 2024 formation at 55.1 cents right now. Our next layer is now to go back to the July of 2023 formation, which is right here, and we have to break that resistance. This is when it started, July of 23. This is up right around 5.94 cents right now. It's come down a little bit as the days go on, but right now it's at about 59.4 cents. So currently XRP is over the short-term resistance at 55.1, opening up the door for the resistance at 59.3. And if you break the resistance at 59.3, then you can go into that rising channel resistance, which this is not it. This is just the over-the-top pattern formation. But if you're looking at the rising channel resistance, if we were to break out, that's up here at 66.6 cents. And that goes all the way back to the June of 2022 formation. Now, let's just assume right now we get bullish, right? Let's assume we get bullish, and then it's like, well, how do we come up with that 75-cent mark? That's what I'm interested about. Well, that's the over-the-top formation from when we went to all-time highs, and I'll show this right now for the new and old users if you haven't seen it. So we went to all-time highs up here, January of 2018. We converged for 27 months until we got to the uptrending support, where we finally went from our swing high to our swing low in March of 2020 at about 10 cents. With some change, and then we went all the way back up to $1.98 in April of 21, came all the way back down to 28 cents roughly around June of 22. So we've hit that pattern, and now it's converging. Hit it again in 23. Now we're going up for trying to get another either resistance to prove that this pattern is still bearish in 24. So this pattern's converging. It also would end. And let me go back to the other chart because it shows a much cleaner interpretation of when these end. So this would actually end in December of 2024 if we play it out true. Now, I've speculated if it breaks out before then, our best likelihood would be to break out somewhere around April, end of April. It could happen sooner. But if we broke out end of April, you would have a technical move to re-tap that double top from the April of 21 swing high. So before we ended up pushing down after that second hit of resistance on that downtrending resistance, which was in April of 21. And now we have not come back up there to retest that resistance. We've come close, but we've never come back up there to show whether or not we're still very bearish, or if the consolidation continues, or if now we're a full-on bull. So in order for XRP to start breaking more into bullish territories and for us to get excited, or ones that look at the technical analysis at a more minute level, XRP's got to be above this formation that's been going through for 6 years. Until you break this 6-year formation, you're consolidating. I mean, it's that you're consolidating. We can spin it a bunch of different ways, but that breaks down such a great way the XRP technical analysis. And then kind of to back on what we're talking about, Ripple XRP traders predict 20% price uptick in the week ahead. So do we believe this can happen? Ripple XRP price peaked at 58 cents on February 12th, gaining 12% within the weekly time frame thanks to the strategic acquisition announced by the Ripple team. Although XRP has entered a 7% pullback to 54 cents at the weekend, funding rates remain high, signaling that investors are pining for an instant rebound, which it did. It went from 54.1 and now we're back up to about 55.6 area. If XRP price can hold the support at 55 cents, a 20% breakout above 65 cents could be on the cards in the weekend. Ripple XRP price peaked at 58 cents on February 12th, bringing its weekly gains to the 12% mark. However, the bears managed to mount a resistance sell wall, preventing a breaking out above 60 cents. But thanks to the strategic acquisition announced by the Ripple team, market data trends show that the majority of XRP traders remain confident of a prolonged rally. Traders are placing leveraged bets on a bullish rebound. XRP price finally joined the market rally after the Ripple team announced the acquisition of standard custody on February 13th. Within 48 hours of the announcement, XRP price soared 12% to a weekly top of 58 cents. But the buying pressure in the overall crypto market cooled after Bitcoin ETFs, the major drivers of the ongoing rally, closed trading on Friday, February 16th in effect. XRP price has since entered a 7% downswing, trading at 54 cents at press time on February 18th. As you know, it rebounded back above 55.6 right now as we speak. However, the bullish headwinds from Ripple's recent strategic acquisition remain dominant among derivatives traders. Sentiment's funding rate data monitors changes in fees that perpetual futures traders pay to opposing position holders to keep their contracts open. The chart below shows that the XRP funding rate has been on a steady rise since February 13th. In specific terms, it has increased from 0.011% on February 12th to 0.018% on February 18th. By the way, happy birthday to Michaela if you're watching in the Abyss, our 17-year-old, the oldest now. Just turned 17 today, so crazy to think that. Wow. And then here's the chart. So total funding rates aggregated by asset XRP. And then if we can, if we continue to read, typically elevated values of positive funding rates means that XRP long position holders are paying increased fees to short traders to keep their positions open. This market alignment occurs when long traders are increasingly confident that spot prices will rise in the short term and yield outsized profits. Hence, with futures traders paying high fees during a price pullback as observed above, it signals intention to defend their positions and hold out for a rebound in the short term rather than exit. If this bullish scenario plays out, XRP price could be on the verge of a significant breakout in the week ahead. XRP price forecast 65 cent target in focus. Drawing inferences from the recent XRP price trend and elevated funding rate trend observed above, the coming week could yield a 20% price upswing if the overall crypto market sentiment remains bullish. The parabolic stop and reverse SAR indicator further confirms this stance when it points below an asset's current price. It confirms that there's a dominant bullish sentiment within the markets. As seen below, XRP's price is currently trading at 55 cents while the parabolic SAR dots point at 51. This confirms that despite the 7% pullback recorded between February 15th and February 18th, the bulls are still largely in control. If the crypto market swings bullish when ETFs resume trading on Monday, the 55 support could serve as a springboard for a larger 20% rebound towards 65 in the week ahead. On the flip side, if the market flips bearish, XRP bears could negate this bullish prediction by forcing a downswing below 50 cents. But as depicted above, the parabolic SAR dots, the bulls could mount a major support buy wall around 51 cents. So I thought that was pretty interesting for us to go through. And we're going to focus on XRP and Bitcoin in this. We'll go over some of the other ones this afternoon, like DGB and HBAR, but I've got to keep this primarily focused this morning because I've got to get going to church here in just about an hour. But I want to make sure that I keep the fundamentals here strong. So this morning we're going to focus on XRP, and we're going to take a quick look at Bitcoin because yesterday I said the shorts have been losing their shorts, and don't just go short just because it's in a correction. So yesterday it went down to 50,697, and if you went short from down there, just to see it push up now, almost it has hit 52,000 again today once. Right now we're at 51,910, and Bitcoin, if we look at it real legitimately, we formed this formation yesterday that we talked about. Yes, we're in this broadening wedge, but we formed this resistance support line. So unless it gets over this resistance, you could expect a consolidation down to about that 49,000 level. But if it does push past here, we technically have a target if this broadening wedge plays out true, that the technical target out of this broken broadening wedge to the top side on a breakout is 65,607. And that's measured with the top to bottom of this broadening wedge. That's a lengthy breakout. That's a lengthy breakout if it does indeed play true. So pay attention to those possibilities with Bitcoin. We've talked about just because Bitcoin's overextended until it breaks down out of that extreme overbought, these things can continue to move into parabolic zones for infinity until it breaks down out of it. And right now, Bitcoin is having a hard time giving it away. It had a bearish candle, although it did look, even though it was bearish, it's a topside pressure here. More like a dragonfly doji. And now we've got a reversal right after that. So if we're getting ready to reverse back up here, it's going to be very interesting come 7 p.m. tonight. Very interesting. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. XRP market cap is up 403.734 million, or 1.35% to 30.41 billion. And the question is, are we on the verge of a 20 to 25% breakout here with XRP? Daily time frame, if we look at it, we're well above the 28.79 billion. We know we had to make a technical move up for the market cap of XRP, and we were trying to hit the resistance point again up here because we're on the bottom side of this rising channel. We came down to 27.71 billion just about 2 weeks ago, pushed our way back up, and now we've got a resistance point at 32.27 billion. It looks like right now that XRP could be trying to reverse here a little bit. We're on top of the 200-day in the daily. We're not giving it away yet. For hourly, we came down and tapped the 200-day after a golden cross. Now we're on top of the 20-day. If this plays true, this should push us right back up to 32.22 billion. So 32.22 billion. So that's where we should be pushing up to see if we are bearish, or if we break back over this, then we open up the door to a much higher rise, as we'll be back on top of that rising channel resistance, and that opens the door to a much higher gains here. So consider everything I've said in this update. Like I said, I'm sticking to XRP because there's a lot more to go over than I was even anticipating that I would break this down into, and it's already been 15 minutes. So let's keep this strong, and let's look over the indicators real quick for XRP and see exactly where we stand this morning from a technical standpoint. So if you're waking up this morning, XRP over the last week is up 6.37%. It's flipped back from a sell to a slow buy, a low buy here. 1 month it's up 0.93%. 3 months we're down 10.96%. The last 6 months we're up 6.19%. Year to date we're down 9.47%. And over the last year we're up 41.1%. If we go to more technicals, I like to put it in the 4 hourly. As far as the oscillators, 8 neutral, 2 sell, 1 buy. Moving averages 13 buy, 1 sell, 1 neutral. So the technical traders are going to be all over this today, which is also a good sign for leverage traders for the upward. We've got a summary of 9 neutral, 3 sell, 14 buys between the oscillators and the moving averages in the 4 hourly. And then the Fibonacci retracement levels, or the Fibonacci as a whole. Since I don't use them on my charts, I do come through here and get a point of reference for every single trader that is looking to advance their technology or their information, but also their technical trading skills. So if we look at the pivot layer right now in the 4 hour time frame, it's at 51.9 cents. You fall below that, S1 would be 504, S2 49.5 cents, and S3 48 cents. Now that we're above the pivot point, we had resistance 1 at 53.5, check. Resistance 2, 54.4, check. Even retested it yesterday, came back up. Resistance 3 at 55.9 is what we're working on right now, and we're very, very close right now. So let's take a closer look here. And if you're looking to get into Fibonacci, just when you're on TradingView and you're in the XRP chart, just go down here to more, click on more technicals here, and then scroll to the bottom, but put it into the 4 hourly at the top so that you can see a more consistent Fibonacci. Daily it won't show you because obviously the daily doesn't get any information until the end of each trading cycle. So make sure you look at that if you're looking for the technical side of things. And then as we're looking, as we've seen, that 55.9 level, that's the top of the resistance 3. We actually have a long ways, not just at 55 or 56 cents. That Fibonacci is in a good spot, but right now the signal to break out of this is to get above this descending triangle at 55.1 and then ultimately reclaim that resistance point at 56 cents, and then we can start pushing out. We get 56 cents. One more time, let's go over this. We hit 56 cents. Our very next move, once we're over 56, is going to come up just a little bit higher to the formation that started in July of 2023, and that over-the-top resistance right now is up at about, it's not 604. I think it's right around 59. Yeah, 596 right now. So, and we're looking right now to try to continue this on, but in the daily, we still have a death cross that we've got to reverse. We are above the 20-day, but just below the 200-day. So it looks like we're attempting some kind of reversal back to the top side here. 4 hourly is speaking of it. We're back on top of the 20-day after holding the 200-day on a golden cross. So, and now we've confirmed the golden cross, even the 50 through the 200, which a lot of the longer-term traders will look at instead of the 20 coming through the 200. They want to see an even balance of the 50 coming through the 200, which is, or the 50 coming through the, the 50 coming through the 200, which has already happened. That orange line came through the blue line. That's, no matter who you're talking about now with a golden cross, it's now confirmed, even using the 50 through the 200. So that's a safer bet when you do it like that because the 20 is so volatile. But now it's confirming that we are, in fact, reversing this pattern. And as long as we don't get rejected here, we could have a very big move here. So expect a 20 to 25% outbreak here if XRP continues and we get the support from the market surrounding us. Right now, just to get up here, you're looking at about a 7% move to get up to that 59.5 cent level. And then if we were to make a run at the top of that rising channel, if that's in fact what our eyes are for, if we come from here, that's a 20% move up to 666 to the top of the rising channel. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this update, please make sure to hit that like button. Allow YouTube to recommend this video so that we can get a more expanded audience and allow more of our audience members that might not have been around for a while to be reminded that we're still here. I thank each and every one of you that joined that are over the 20,100 subscriber mark now, which is an incredible achievement for this community. If you are part of Tom's Army, I thank you more than you could ever imagine as you help me fund this program. If you do appreciate my work and you understand the exorbitant amount of time I put in, consider joining Tom's Army, or one time a month, consider sending a YouTube super chat to show your appreciation for time that I put in. If you're looking to trade XRP or your favorite crypto, it's in the video description below. Take advantage of MEXC right now. No spot fees, nor future trading fees for the next several weeks. And then there's multitudes of ways on different exchanges that I use to take advantage of the lowest spot fees in the market. And if you watch this until the end, hashtag be better, do better. Thank you all so much and have a blessed morning.